16. 2:20 left to go in the half. Paxson comes left to Michael Jordan. Shot clock at 12. Down low left is Oakley. Charles in deep. Turnaround shot. Rebound knocked around on the floor, and out of there with it is Danny Ainge. Ainge has got Johnson on the right side. Finds him. Return feed to Bird. Goes through his hands as he tried to save it. Parrish ends up with it. Outside to the left is Ainge. Dennis Johnson left lane. Fadeaway shot is in. His first 2 points. Boston is putting it to the floor now, leading by 16.
I wish you could have seen that, Jim. Bird running into the stand, seeing that his teammate still had the ball alive, rushed back on the court just as Johnson hit the shot.
Boy, the Boston Celtics have opened up a 16-point lead with 1:47 left in the half and a timeout, Chicago. 57-41 is the score. Back after these messages on the Bulls Network. Dairy Nutrition Council presents the first of 3 Polaroid picture nights. From 5:30 to 6, the first 500 kids receive a free picture of themselves with a Bulls player. Thursday at 7:30, the Bulls meet the Portland Trailblazers in the stadium. And they're in for their only appearance of the year, remember. Tickets left at the stadium box office, at Ticketron, or if you prefer, charge by phone, call 853-3636. For the game, Boston is 24 of 33 from the field. That is 73%. The Bulls are 18 of 40, 45%. And the Celtics lead by 16. Oakley inbounding to Waiters. Curitan hands to Paxson in the cut by to the left. Pax turns in a dribble against Danny Ainge. Out front is Curitan. Right side, Jordan. Michael dances into the corner. Parrish has picked him up in the switch. Jordan on the drive. Shoots it up baseline right. Missed it. Rebound, Danny Ainge. Bulls aren't moving the ball offensively.
No, sir.
Bird has it off to the right against Curitan. Cross court left to Danny Ainge. Down low left, Parrish. Fouled by Oakley as he came into the lane. Oh, it's on Paxson. First foul on Paxson. And Robert Parrish shoots 2.
Parrish is shooting, Jim, that front line. Bird shoots 52% on the year. McHale shoots 59.6. That's 60% on the year. Parrish 54%. Oakley, Curitan, and Waiters are 41, 44, and 42.
Right now,
quite a difference.
Right now, if the Celtic front line was shooting what it shoots on the season, the Bulls would be in front. Because that would be about 53% as opposed to the 73 that they're shooting. Parrish splits the free throws. He's got 13 points tonight. Boston leads at 58-41. Oakley gives to Jordan off to the right and off the ball. We get an offensive foul called on Earl Curitan. Waiters? Yep. Third foul on Waiters. Brad Sellers with 3. Doug Collins gets Dave Corzine to the scorer's table.
And I didn't see an awful lot of pushing down there with Waiters setting the screen, but there's a certain way of doing it. And if you'll come to a game and keep your eye on the way McHale goes and takes his position down low, that is the way to do it and not get caught at it.
Dennis Johnson controlling. Larry Bird has it off to the left. Danny Ainge between the circles. Left wing is Bird. He goes baseline left and shoots good. Nope, wouldn't go off the glass. And then McHale on the rebound. Oakley had inside position, and the foul is called on Charles Oakley.
That was almost a play. I swear that was almost a play. McHale was over in the same area as Bird. Bird drove through it high off the glass, like if it misses McHale, it'd be there for the rebound. He was, and he got fouled.
Now Mike Brown comes in. And Oakley sits down. Brown checking in. Oakley with his 3 fouls. McHale rims the free throw good. 14 points for McHale. 15. 60-41. Celtics by 19. You know, maybe they do in Boston. Since they have such a lack of depth on the bench, keep the building cool. Their players don't get tired out, right? Here's Paxson on the drive. Hook pass back to Curitan. 18-footer out front on the lip. Nope. Rebound Dennis Johnson. Bird has released, and he's got a gimme at the other end. 17 for Larry Bird. Boston up by 21. That's 11 straight by the Celtics. 27 seconds left in the half. Paxson at the controls. Comes left in the dribble against Ainge. 12 to shoot. Corzine out to Paxson. Pax shoots the long one. No good, left of the key. Robert parries the Boston rebound. 13 seconds left. They'll play it for one, and they'll coast to the dressing room with a commanding lead.
You get a mercy timeout.
6. Bird holding to the right against Curitan. 3. Fadeaway shot by Bird. Rimming, no. Tipped in, McHale. The Bulls were thoroughly embarrassed in the first half of this game. Boston leads by 22 to make that 23. 64-41. We'll be back and recap it after these messages on the Bulls Network.
Silver lead free. Amoco, your car knows. And by your local Ford dealers, the quality people with the quality product.
This is our first NBA Journal of the new year, 1987, and some guys had great 1986s, like Michael Jordan of the Bulls, leading the NBA in scoring at 37.4. He's got a commanding lead on Alex English. English at 29.3 headed into the new year. Rebounds per game, Moses Malone and Buck Williams running 1-2. Moses averaging over 12 rebounds a game, Buck Williams nearly 12. And then Charles Oakley and Bill Laimbeer of the Detroit Pistons are tied for third at 11.8. Field goal percentage. You've got Charles Barkley and Artis Gilmore shooting well over 60% from the field, running 1-2. Free throw percentage, former Celtic Gerald Henderson of the New York Knicks at .902 and Larry Bird of the Celtics at .90. Three-point percentage leaders, Detlef Schrempf of the Dallas Mavericks, Kiki Vandeweghe of the Portland Trail Blazers, both over 52% from three-point range. Magic Johnson having an outstanding year. He had 18 assists last night in that Laker win over Portland. Magic leading the league at 11.7. And Sleepy Floyd of Golden State right behind him in the assist column at 10.3. Steals per game, Alvin Robertson and Derek Harper running 1-2. Michael Jordan. The Bulls starting the brand new year in the season, in the 86-87 season. How were they doing last year? Not at this time, but after 29 games. Well, I'm glad you asked that question. Last year, the Bulls were at 10-19 after 29 games. In fact, they were wrapping up a home-and-home series with Boston. They had beaten the Celtics in Chicago Stadium on their 29th game after losing to them here in Boston Garden. And this year, of course, the Bulls at 500. We'll be back in Boston Garden after these messages on the Bulls Network. Boston with a big lead here at halftime. The Celtics and Bulls are back out on the floor. And in the first half, whenever you come into a famous building and you have great athletes out there, you've got highlights to look at, Big Reds.
Oh, well, hey, have we got some highlights? Yes, we have got some highlights. We'd like to show them to you now. Take a look now. Well, here's Michael Jordan, a little hang time up over a little bit everybody. He got the ball knocked back at him. He says, well, and I'm a little further. I can still make this one, and he does. Now, Larry Bird also put out a show here in the first quarter. He just stood looking at Earl Cureton when he got the ball and said, uh-oh, you're not too close, so I better shoot this. He gets a three-pointer. Then Michael Jordan took the ball on the other end and was able to come down the middle. He gets a ball tapped out of him. He drives in the middle, goes up, hangs, bang, knocks the ball in off the side and takes a foul. There's Fred Roberts, goes up, gives Parrish a move. Parrish wheels to the middle, then he comes down the baseline and just cleans house as he flips it on through. Danny Ainge was back in the starting lineup. They flip it over here on the side. Just move the ball around a little bit, hit the open man, and Danny knew what to do with it. Danny made a great play also underneath to Kevin McHale. Everybody had turned their head to watch what was going on one side, and Ainge threw it right under to Kevin, and he knocked it in for two.
Boston Celtics on target for their fifth straight victory and trying to improve their record to 21-9 and their home court record to 11-2. Remember, they have lost here in the Boston Garden this year, and they all have also lost at Hartford this year. So they have two home court, if you will, losses.
Well, the Bulls have their job cut out for them, Jim, if they're going to pick up a victory here tonight. Down 23, and I remember over the years the Bulls have been able to come back from big deficits, but this is an awful big one tonight, and we'll have to see what Doug's going to do the second half now.
And he'll reach that decision probably toward the end of the third quarter, whether or not, if he's in the game or not, he tries to go for the victory, or you try to just stay healthy for tomorrow night.
That's right. We'll probably see a little more of Sedale Treat this half, too.
Sedale Treat did play a little bit in the first half, but the Celtics up big here at halftime, and we'll be back with the third quarter from the Boston Garden after these messages on the Bulls Network.